Sorry.
This first clip was posted to the r/unexpected subreddit only 4 days ago as of recording this video. In the clip, a man with tattered clothes can be seen slamming his body full force into the homeowner's front door, obviously trying to break the door in. After only a couple of slams, the man seems to get dizzy and falls backwards onto the small fence on the porch. The man then flails his arms while making various moaning sounds. The only information given by the original poster was the title of "Zombies Want Your Brain." Between the sounds the man makes and his tattered clothing, it is easy to see why someone would refer to him as a zombie. Some people theorize that this must have been a simple prank, especially with the man arguably wearing a basic zombie costume, but I find that extremely unlikely, as not only is there a lack of trick-or-treaters and Halloween decorations anywhere in the video, but people wouldn't typically put themselves in such a dangerous position for a simple prank. The man could have definitely put himself and others in danger with his actions, and by the looks of it, he most likely injured his shoulder from hitting the door and his back from falling on the fence. The poster didn't specify what happened after the clip, so we can only hope that the man gave up and left. This next clip has been posted several times on various websites around the internet. In the video, a man and a woman can be seen approaching a man's front door late one night. As they get closer to the door, they can both be seen making sure their hands are covered with their sleeves and that their faces are mostly hidden behind their hoods. The woman instantly rings the doorbell upon approaching the door, to which the man stands close behind her. The homeowner answers the door and opens it slightly, to which the woman says hello and asks to use the homeowner's phone, quickly justifying by saying that the house was the only one with the light on.
Hello, do y'all have a phone I can use? My car broke down and y'all's the only one that got a light on.
We don't.
You don't?
Sorry.
The homeowner quickly says they don't, to which the hooded man lunges for the doorknob and tries to open it, but the homeowner was able to close and lock the door just in time. It is unknown why the man opened the door in the first place, because he could have talked to them through the Ring doorbell, but it is possible that he just wasn't thinking straight. The homeowner was just lucky they only opened the door a crack and were able to shut it in time. It is unknown whether the two in the video were ever identified, but obviously they did not have good intentions. This next clip was posted just a couple of months ago to the r/ring subreddit. The clip is fairly short, but has some pretty disturbing implications. A man can be seen walking past the front door of an apartment, starting at the left side of the screen. As he passes by, the man shines some sort of blue light or blue laser directly into the camera lens, and even stops walking shortly when in front of the camera, seemingly making sure he does a good job at whatever it is he is doing. The poster asked if anyone knew what the man was doing to his Ring doorbell camera. Most came to the conclusion that the man was attempting to damage the sensor on the camera, and other commenters confirmed this, providing links, explanations, and even some anecdotal evidence as to how a camera can be permanently damaged by these lasers if they're strong enough. It is unknown why the man was doing this, but it is safe to assume his intentions were not good, as there would be no other reason to attempt to disable security cameras anywhere, especially outside someone's front door. At least according to the original poster, there were no other incidents after this, so hopefully the man just gave up on whatever he was planning. For this next clip, we need to start out with a bit of background. The clips you are about to see are from the Ring doorbell camera of a man by the name of Steven Prasad. Mr. Prasad was a wheelchair-bound man who lived alone and often needed assistance from his niece and medical personnel at his residence because of his disability. For some unknown reason, the man on screen now, named Stephen Groves, has been harassing Mr. Prasad for over 2 whole years in various ways. Groves has been caught on the doorbell camera on multiple occasions attempting to disable or tamper with the camera itself. This includes, but is not limited to, whacking the camera with a hammer, attempting to black out the video footage with a marker to no effect, beating the camera with a broomstick, trying to unscrew the camera from the wall with a screwdriver, and more. In the more recent months of this whole ordeal, Groves has been convicted of harassment 3 separate times and has been ordered to pay for the damages he has caused to the man's property. Groves has yet to actually be arrested or taken away from the location to prevent his continued harassment of Mr. Prasad, and despite there being a restraining order against him for several months, he continues to ignore any punishments he has received, opting to continue his disturbing behavior instead. The harassment has taken its toll on Mr. Prasad, obviously, who constantly lives in fear of his neighbor. Mr. Prasad has also had his caregivers cancel on him several times because they were too afraid to enter the home, with his neighbor often outside and doing sketchy things, which often leads to Mr. Prasad not getting the care he needs. His family, especially his niece, are very concerned that the neighbor may eventually gain access to the home and try to hurt Mr. Prasad, and this leaves them with constant fear and anxiety as well. The police are either unable or unwilling to administer any type of effective penalties to Groves, and because of this, Mr. Prasad is still facing harassment to this day. If Groves continues this behavior, we can all only hope that he at least isn't able to get into the house or otherwise cause any physical damage to Mr. Prasad. This case is very upsetting, and hopefully law enforcement will figure out a more effective solution soon so that Mr. Prasad and his family can have the peace and quiet they deserve. This next clip is another short one posted only a month ago in r/ring. In the video, a masked man wearing what looks like a car tire over his torso can be seen slowly approaching the poster's door late one night. The man then seems to get spooked by something or otherwise decides to leave, and he turns and walks back down the street. The original poster said that the motion-activated chime from the doorbell was on at the time, so he is assuming the man heard it and left. This clip is a perfect example of how, if nothing else, doorbell cameras can be a deterrent to people with bad intentions who happen upon your home. Any people potentially looking to commit a crime on your household, if they're not targeting you specifically, will more likely than not be deterred by the camera and move on to the next home. This next clip popped up in the early months of this year on the r/that'sinsane subreddit and was recorded in the Netherlands, presumably shortly before it was posted to Reddit. In the clip, the house on the left can be seen completely collapsing out of nowhere in a matter of only a few seconds. The original poster was able to provide a few points of clarification on what happened here. Firstly, the collapse of the house was confirmed to have been a result of a gas explosion. These explosions are rare in many parts of the world today, as modern homes are equipped with better sensors and regulators, but this isn't even the first time one has been caught on a doorbell camera. Luckily, the OP mentioned that everyone in the house made it out alive, and that wording leads me to believe that there were people home at the time, but they were able to escape with their lives. It is extremely unsettling to think that this could still theoretically happen to any house at any time, and many times the people inside are not as lucky as they were in this case. This next clip was recorded around 11 o'clock at night in mid-December of last year. In the clip, a bald man in his pajamas with many missing teeth can be seen banging aggressively on this person's door for over a minute straight.
We can't answer the door right now, but if you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now.
The man screams a few profanities at one point, but other than that, he doesn't say a word. There have been other cases of people being woken up to neighbors banging on their door in the late hours of the night that have turned out to be for innocent reasons, such as to notify the homeowner of a water leak that was affecting the apartment below, and things of that nature. In this case though, I think it is quite clear that this man was not there for an innocent purpose. It is unclear what the man wanted since he doesn't really speak at all, but we can only assume that he wished harm upon the homeowner based on his aggressive behavior. This last clip was recorded about 4 months ago and was subsequently posted by the homeowner's neighbor to the r/WTF subreddit. In the clip, a masked man looking to be in his early to mid-20s can be seen walking up to the door and brandishing a weapon in his hands. After only a few seconds examining something to the side of the front door, the man turns around and leaves. It is unclear in the footage itself whether he was looking at a window, a house number, or something else, but the general consensus among Reddit users was that the man saw that he had the wrong house and that is why he left so quickly. Unfortunately, the original poster was unable to clarify if the man ended up finding the right house and doing anything extreme, as they didn't mention any reports coming out about robberies or worse crimes in the area in the days following the incident. The homeowner in this case was very lucky that the man noticed he had the wrong house, as they could have very easily come face to face with an armed intruder in their own home.